When people talk about Naruto games, the conversation almost always drifts toward the big arena fighters or the cinematic-heavy console titles. Those games definitely have their place, but revisiting Naruto Shippuden Legends Akatsuki Rising reminded me that some of the most interesting Naruto experiences come from the games that took a different path. This one doesn't try to be a traditional fighter, and it doesn't rely on flashy presentation to carry the experience. Instead, it focuses on moment-to-moment gameplay, progression, and giving you the feeling that you're actively surviving battles in the Naruto world. Spending extended time with it again really changed how I view it. Right from the beginning, Akatsuki Rising establishes its identity. Instead of locking you into one-on-one duels, the game throws you into open combat zones where enemies come at you in groups. That immediately shifts how you play. You're not just reacting to one opponent's moves, you're managing space, crowd control, and positioning at all times. When I revisited it, I noticed how much awareness the game demands. You're constantly watching your surroundings, deciding when to attack, when to retreat, and when to unleash jutsu to clear space. It feels closer to an action RPG or beat-em-up than a traditional Naruto fighter, and that alone makes it stand out. The combat system holds up better than I expected. Basic attacks are responsive, combos are easy to understand but still satisfying, and jutsu integration feels natural. Chakra management plays a huge role. You can't just spam powerful techniques endlessly without consequences. If you burn through chakra too quickly, you're left vulnerable, and that forces you to think ahead. I found myself planning fights instead of reacting blindly. That extra layer of thought adds tension, especially during longer missions where mistakes add up over time. One thing that really impressed me during this revisit is how the game handles pacing in combat. Fights aren't over instantly, but they don't drag on either. There's a steady rhythm to encounters that keeps you engaged. You're constantly balancing offense and defense, mixing light attacks, heavy attacks, and jutsu depending on the situation. When multiple enemies surround you, area of effect techniques suddenly become essential, and using them at the right moment feels incredibly satisfying. Character variety is another major strength. While Naruto is naturally the central figure, the game gives you access to a solid roster, including members of the Akatsuki. Each character feels meaningfully different. Naruto is balanced and flexible, making him a great all-around choice. Sasuke leans toward faster, more aggressive play. Akatsuki characters often feel more specialized, with jutsu that excel at crowd control or heavy damage. Switching characters genuinely changes how you approach missions, and I found myself replaying the same stages just to see how different characters handled the same challenges. From a fan perspective, the atmosphere works really well. The environments may not be incredibly detailed, but they capture the spirit of the Naruto world. Forests, villages, and battle zones feel familiar enough to immerse you without overwhelming the hardware. The music complements the action without being distracting, and the sound effects give weight to attacks and jutsu. When you land a powerful technique and clear out enemies, it feels impactful in a way that still holds up. Looking at the game through a modern lens, it's impossible not to notice its limitations. The camera can be awkward, especially during crowded fights. There are moments where it struggles to keep everything in view, and that can lead to unnecessary hits. Enemy AI can also be inconsistent. Some enemies are aggressive and dangerous, while others feel passive or predictable. Certain mission types repeat more than they probably should, especially if you're playing for long sessions. These flaws are real, and they're noticeable. But what surprised me is how little those issues hurt the overall experience. The core gameplay loop is strong enough to carry the game. When a game feels good to control, you're willing to forgive technical shortcomings. Akatsuki Rising benefits a lot from that. Even when things aren't perfect, the act of playing remains enjoyable, and that's what matters most. Progression is another area where the game shines. Unlocking new abilities, improving stats, and strengthening your character gives a real sense of growth. Early on, enemies can feel overwhelming, but as you progress, you start noticing how much more capable you've become. That sense of improvement is rewarding, and it mirrors Naruto's own journey in a subtle but effective way. You're not just unlocking numbers, you're gaining confidence in how you approach fights. The mission structure is simple, but there's value in that simplicity. You accept missions, enter combat zones, complete objectives, and move forward. There's no unnecessary padding. You're either fighting, preparing for fights, or upgrading your character. That focus keeps the experience streamlined. I found it easy to jump in, play a few missions, and then accidentally keep playing far longer than I planned. What really stood out to me during this extended revisit is how the game supports longer play sessions. I expected repetition to set in quickly, but it didn't hit as hard as I thought it would. The combination of character variety, progression, and combat depth kept things engaging. Even when missions repeated similar objectives, experimenting with different characters or strategies made them feel fresh enough. Comparing Akatsuki Rising to other Naruto games, it occupies a very unique space. It's not trying to be competitive, and it's not trying to be a cinematic showcase. It's focused on gameplay first, and that focus gives it a distinct identity. It feels like a game made for players who want to spend time actually playing as Naruto characters, not just watching them in cutscenes. Revisiting this game also highlights how experimental Naruto games have been over the years. Not every experiment works, but this one mostly does. It captures the chaos of ninja battles better than many traditional fighters. You're outnumbered, you're managing resources, and you're constantly adapting. That sense of being in the middle of an ongoing conflict adds immersion in a way that feels different from one-on-one matches. Another thing I appreciated more this time around is how the game respects player skill growth. As you get better, the game feels better. You start avoiding unnecessary damage, using chakra more efficiently, and finishing missions faster. That feedback loop is strong. The better you play, the more satisfying the experience becomes. For Naruto fans specifically, Akatsuki Rising offers something that many other games don't: a chance to engage with the world at your own pace. You're not rushed through the story, and you're not forced into constant spectacle. You're given room to explore mechanics, experiment with characters, and find your own rhythm. That makes it feel more personal. So why should Naruto fans revisit Naruto Shippuden Legends Akatsuki Rising? Because it's a reminder that good gameplay doesn't always need cutting-edge presentation. It's a game built around solid mechanics, meaningful progression, and respect for the source material. It may not be the most polished Naruto game ever made, but it delivers a consistently engaging experience that still holds up surprisingly well. For me, this revisit completely changed my perspective. What I once saw as a smaller side entry now feels like a valuable part of the Naruto game library. It's a game that understands what it wants to be and commits to it, and sometimes that's all you need. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this extended breakdown, stick around. There are plenty more Naruto games and anime-based titles worth revisiting, breaking down, and seeing how they really hold up once nostalgia fades and gameplay takes center stage.